Traveling with little ones to Walt Disney World has its own set of unique nuances and opportunities, and one of those is, how do you let them burn off some of that energy? I have lots of ideas in the parks and outside the parks. So there are lots of reasons why kids might need to burn off energy. I will tell you that one of my particular things that I love to focus on is, what do little ones do when older people are riding rides that they can't go on? So a lot of the ideas on this list are perfect for that, but also just perfect for any time if you've got an antsy kid that needs a little space all to their own. Let's start with Magic Kingdom. Let's start with Tom Sawyer Island. This is a place a lot of people do not go because it requires a raft ride to get over there. It's a very quick, short, gentle ride, but once you're over there, you have the whole island to yourself to explore, and it has really great views of nearby areas, including Liberty Square and Haunted Mansion. So I would get your cameras out if you're interested in that as well, because it's great for that, but also just to run around and have some fun. Another option that is nearby is the Frontierland Station Playground. Underneath the train station in Frontierland, there is a small little playground that kids can play on. It can be busy when Splash Mountain is open, but right now it is not. It's being rethemed. Another train station area is over in Fantasyland train station, which is the Casey Jr. Splash and Soak area. This is a water play area. Sometimes the water's on, sometimes it's not. Even if the water is not, you can still play over here. But if the water is on, it can be really fun for kids to run around. You don't have to wait in lines. You just kind of run around like a playground. But if you do plan to visit this space, make sure you plan ahead for extra clothes or shoes in your bag. Another spot to look at is the Dumbo Interactive Queue. So if you go to ride Dumbo in the regular standby line, not the Lightning Lane line, there is a playground area inside. There's a larger area for bigger kids, ages 4 to 8, and then there's a smaller area for kids ages 1 to 3. Once you get into the playground area, you can hang out here. If you plan to ride Dumbo, you can play for a while and then get back in the line to board the ride. If you don't want to actually ride Dumbo right away and you want to have some time inside, out of the heat and rain, then you can linger in here for a bit and play even if it is time to ride. So this is a great indoor play space. And finally at Magic Kingdom is the Hub Grass. Now Hub Grass is very popular amongst young adults who like to get their Starbucks and go out there and sit, but it is also great with kids because it's an enclosed space, grassy area. You can kind of run around and have a space all to your own, and while you're there, has great views of the castle. Let's head over to Epcot, which has some very unique options, especially in the exit areas of rides. And one of the things that we're sort of passionate about is telling people about these, because you can't see them until you're exiting a ride, but people with little ones may not actually be going on the rides because the kids aren't tall enough or aren't interested in the rides themselves, but you could still visit the play areas in the exits. So let's start going through some of these. There are a lot of different options at Epcot. Let's start with the exit area of Spaceship Earth. You can go in the doors that are in the exit of Spaceship Earth, and you go into the play area here. It is called Project Tomorrow in this case. And here you can build, create, compete, and play in a series of exhibits. All of these exit area play areas are inside. So again, a great opportunity to get out of the rain or the heat. Over near Test Track and Creations is a playground area. This is kind of a traditional playground space which has some equipment and things. The theming of this can vary throughout the year. Sometimes they change it to match the festivals, but this play area is always here in the Test Track Creations area. Another exit area that you can visit is the exit area of the Mission Space ride. Just go in the doors that exit this ride and you can go into the Advanced Training Lab, which is what it's called here. And this is an interactive play area featuring space themes, games, and activities. This is suitable for kids of all ages, and some of these play spaces might be better for little ones, but this one's really great for kids of all ages, and you can spend a lot of time playing in this space. Heading back outside near Connections Eatery is a splash pad where you can play, and if you're going to get wet, again, the same advice as before, which is you might want to bring an extra pair of shoes and clothes just in case, but this can be really refreshing on a warm day. Test Track has an exit area that can be fun to play in. It's a large space with mostly cars that are on display, but this Simporium is what it is called, has interactive games, lots of space, has a gift shop. So it's just like a really nice big area. Not as much to do here as you might find in some of the other spaces I've mentioned, but it is an option, especially if you have people that are riding Test Track and you need to kill time with a little one. Heading over to the Imagination Pavilion, the exit area of Journey into Imagination is a really fun play space with interactive exhibits for kids. This is called the What If Labs, and it is fun and perfectly themed for little ones. It is especially fun for those who like Figment, but it is not required to like him to enjoy this area. And then finally, the Seas Pavilion. The whole pavilion itself is fun, but there is specifically an area called Bruce's Shark World, which is a small interactive play area that is very good for little ones to spend some time. Now let's head to Animal Kingdom, which has a couple of options, starting with the Boneyard, which is in Dinoland. This is one of the best play areas in all of Disney World for kids. So you might want to carve out some time in your schedule for it when you're in this part of the park. It is a big open air playground designed to look like a dinosaur dig site, and it is strictly for kids ages 10 and under, but a lot of kids can spend a lot of time here, so you might want to plan around that. There is also the Discovery Island Trails. So this is basically a lot of different trails that are in front of or around the Tree of Life. There are lots of ways to enter this space, but along the way you will likely have very few people, you will likely have great views, and there's just walking paths and really great, there's also animals along the way. And so it can be a really great time to hang out with kids that just need to get away from the crowds. And finally at Animal Kingdom is Rafiki's Planet Watch. And what's fun about Rafiki's Planet Watch is you have to take a train to get there. And then once you're there, there are several things to do, including a petting zoo. You might get to watch a veterinarian with some animals. There is the animation experience, which can teach you how to draw a character. That activity is usually best suited for older kids and adults, but lots of stuff to do out there at Rafiki's Planet Watch. Heading over to Hollywood Studios, they have one thing that is really great for burning off some energy, and that is the Disney Junior Play and Dance Show. So all the other things I've mentioned have pretty much been types of playgrounds, and this is a show, but it is a really fun one that is targeted towards young kids. You'll find favorite Disney Junior characters. It is a 25-minute show. It's indoors, so it's a great place to cool off and let little ones burn off some energy as they dance and listen to some fun music. You can find times for this show in My Disney Experience and just hop in line to go have some fun and burn off some energy. Let's head to the water parks, where each of the water parks has a kid-focused area that is extremely fun because they have miniature versions of big things like water slides and beaches and play areas. Over at Typhoon Lagoon, it's called Ketchikitti Creek. Very cute name. You have to be under 4 feet tall to be there, but you do have your own slides and shallow water, and there's kid-friendly music that is playing. At Blizzard Beach, it is called Tyke's Peak. It is themed after Frozen, and it has many versions of bigger attractions as well as a sandy beach. So very cute options within the water parks. And finally, the resorts. So the resorts each have playgrounds. Some of them are small ones, some of them are a little bit bigger, but you can find the resort playgrounds by searching in My Disney Experience type playgrounds, and it will tell you exactly where it's located at your resort. I think that is it for our list of places that kids can run around. Do you have another option you would like to add to the list, or have a question about any of the ones that were mentioned? Feel free to leave that in the comments. Thanks for watching.